not too long ago, you expressed the fear, and of course events change so rapidly, that we might be on the verge of a regional war somewhere. Do you still have that fear?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think that we've disengaged from that extreme danger. I think it would be a mistake at this point to assume that Israel and Iran will not come to blows. There's plenty of time in the future for that. And if I'm right, and a number of people who are far more expert on the region and on the Israelis than I am, then we will see an end to the ceasefire and a resumption of the campaign to mass deport, murder the population of Gaza. That's not going to stop. And it will continue elsewhere as the Israelis see fit to do it. They are committed to this greater Israel project. I don't think the majority of Israelis are prepared to give that up. And maybe the gentleman you interviewed knows more than I do, but I think they're still committed to that. So I think that's still in the offing. And when that happens, everything will change, because so much damage has been done to us in the region. We have almost no credibility whatsoever. We depend very heavily on bribery. We send billions to Egypt, billions to Jordan to buy off their complacency, to buy off their complicity with Israel. And then we use our military power as necessary to bully and suppress. Don't think that'll work too much longer. The real question is what happens in the future? Will we see Iran not only engage, but then Russia come to Iran's aid? And eventually there's the wild card that no one talks about, the Turks. They've only just established themselves in Syria. They have a long way to go. And anyone who thinks that the current marriage of convenience is anything but temporary between Israel and Turkey is wrong. So you put all of those things together, you put together the problems that exist in Egypt and Jordan, the wider, broader Arab population. I think we're still a long way from any regional war avoidance. We're still on a path to it. The question is not if, but when.
So what do you expect President/General al-Sisi and King Abdullah to say to President Trump when he says, I need you each to take 750,000 Palestinians?
Well, that's not going to happen, because then they will be seen as cooperating with us and the Israelis to liquidate the Palestinian problem. You liquidate it by removing the population, either killing it or driving it out, and eliminating the infrastructure. And that's what they would be accused of doing. So General Sisi, or President Sisi, is under no illusions about that. He would be gone in an instant. Right now, the Egyptian military is preparing in the Sinai for what they think will be a war with Israel. I can't imagine what King Abdullah in Jordan is doing. That place is barely afloat, and that would collapse almost overnight if he admitted more Palestinians to Jordan.
Why would the Israelis and the Egyptians have a war? What would it be over?
Well, I think the Egyptians look at the Greater Israel Project, look at the map, and the map stretches all the way to the Nile. And the Israeli view of the Egyptians is no different from their view of the Arabs in Gaza or anywhere else in the region. And remember that Sisi, as well as other Arab leaders of the peninsula, are seen as cowards, people that stood by while the Israelis slaughtered their brethren, people like them. So I think it's very clear that at some point in Sisi's mind, he's going to have to stand his ground and fight. And that will come at a point when he thinks it's prudent to do so. And remember, the whole region is on eggshells. Nothing is certain at this point.